Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends, welcome to Tata Crucible, the Campus Quiz 2021. This year, the Campus Quiz is going to be an entirely digital experience. Thousands of you have been part of the preliminary rounds, from which we are now down to the 24 cluster rounds. The stage is set, and it just does not get bigger than this. Presenting the wildcards at the cluster rounds is the only lady professional quiz host across Asia, a lady who was among 40 under 40 in the year 2020 in that list. A prolific host, no new face to Tata Crucible. Time for you to welcome on stage Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2021. Here we are about to begin the first wildcard of the 22nd cluster, which is the West Bengal cluster. So let me introduce our contestants to you. First up, we have Piyush from IIT Kharagpur. Following him is Abhyuday from IEM, Aman from IIM Calcutta, Abhishek from IIM Calcutta, Meera from IIFT, and completing the lineup here today is Akhilesh from IIM Calcutta. Alright, so these are our contestants. Rules of the game, guys. 3 out of the 6 of you will qualify to the cluster final. +1, -1, your scoring pattern. Audience, all your audience questions will be asked during the cluster final. And the buzzer indicator light will not appear during the wildcard, but I will let you know on who has pressed the buzzer. Rest of the rules have been explained to our contestants already, so let's start the wildcard. Alright, good luck to all of you. Question number 1, here we go. Materials such as Vespel, neoprene, nylon, Korean, Teflon, mylar, Kevlar, M5 fiber, Nomex, Tyvek, and Lycra were developed by which company? Piyush, go ahead.
This is DuPont.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. DuPont gives him a +1. Moving on, question number 2. Here we go. Who owns the production house Red Chillies? Abhishek, go ahead.
This is Shah Rukh Khan.
Absolutely right. +1 on that, Abhishek. Moving on, question number 3. Here we go. Which technology giant ran an ad campaign, Life Without Walls? Abhyuday, go ahead.
Facebook.
Ooh, -1 on that. Abhyuday, the answer I was looking for is Microsoft. Microsoft would have given you that +1. Moving on, question number 4. Here we go. Which .com proclaimed, if you have a reason, we have the job? Abhishek, go ahead.
Nokia.com.
Oh, -1 on that. The answer I was looking for is Times Job. Times Job would have given you that +1. Moving on, question number 5. Here we go. Goal line technology is a proposed change in football in which a microchip is used to determine the efficacy of a goal. Which company partnered with Kairos Technologies AG to develop this? Akhilesh, go ahead.
Intel.
Ooh, -1 on that, Akhilesh. Adidas or Adidas, the answer I was looking for. All right, the contestants are not doing very well here today, but 5 more questions remaining. It's very easy for them to negate all the negatives they've taken so far and move into the positives. As of now, I have only Piyush on +1. Moving on, question number 6. Here we go. Little Wings was a frequent flyer program of which airline company, especially created for young flyers between the ages of 3 all through to 12 years? Your options: Jet Airways or Kingfisher. Both airlines which don't exist today. Aman, go ahead.
Kingfisher.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Kingfisher gives him that +1. Moving on, question number 7. Here we go. Which city became the first city to get its own Microsoft designed font? I'll help you out. Dubai or Singapore? Yes, Piyush, go ahead.
Singapore.
Oh, -1 on that, Piyush. Dubai is the right answer. All right, moving on. Question number 8. Here we go. 3 spaces or 3 slots in that cluster final, guys. Remember that. Question number 8. Here we go. Which American multinational online transportation network company's name in German language means over? It also means above or across. All right, I'll help you out. Oh, Aman is on the buzzer already. Go ahead, Aman.
Uber.
Uber, +1 to you. Absolutely right. Uber gives him a +1. Moving on, question number 9. Here we go. The original Dash 500 was limited to companies whose revenues were derived from manufacturing. Abhyuday, go ahead.
Fortune 500.
Absolutely right. +1 to you. Fortune 500. I actually expected one of you to buzz very early because I said Dash 500. One more question remaining. As of now, we have Aman on +2. Abhyuday took a +1 just now, negating the -1 he had taken earlier. So he's on nil. Last question remaining. Let's see what happens. Question number 10. Here we go. It all began in a 900 square feet shop in Figueroa Street in Los Angeles in 1984. The store was called Fashion 21. How do we know this brand today? Huge clue right there. Meera, go ahead.
Is it Forever 21?
Absolutely right. +1 to you. Forever 21 gives her a +1. I said there's a huge clue in the question. All right. As of now, Aman is on +2 and Meera on +1, qualifying both of them to that cluster final. But like I mentioned earlier, there is a third slot remaining. And for the third slot, Abhishek, Abhyuday and Piyush will battle it out on a tiebreaker. Sudden death, you get it right, you move into the cluster final. You get it wrong, the other two continue to battle it out. Okay? Good luck to you. Here we go. What does VL in VLCC stand for? Piyush, go ahead.
Vandana Luthra.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Vandana Luthra gives him a +1 and he joins Aman and Meera to that cluster final. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. The second wild card is coming up in just a couple of moments, so stay tuned. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2021. Here we are about to begin the second wild card of West Bengal cluster. It's the 22nd cluster. Let me introduce our contestants to you first. Mayank from IIM Calcutta. Next up, we have Tabish from IIM Calcutta again. Varad from IIM Calcutta. Shaurya Tanu from NIT Durgapur. Hari Krishna from IIM Calcutta. And completing this lineup is Devam from IIM Calcutta. IIM Calcutta seems to be dominating this wildcard here today. Don't worry, Shaurya Tanu. For all you know, you might just get through. Let's see what happens. Rules of the game. +1, -1, your scoring pattern. 3 out of the 6 of you will qualify to that cluster final. Audience, your audience questions will be asked during the cluster final. And the buzzer indicator light will not appear during the wildcard. However, I will let you know on who has pressed the buzzer. Alright, so let's get cracking with this wildcard. Alright, rest of the rules have been explained to you, so let's get started. Remember, 3 out of the 6 of you qualify, okay? Alright, 10 questions in all. Question number 1 of this wildcard, here we go. Which company's ticker symbol is KO on the New York Stock Exchange? Coca-Cola or Kia? Oh, no one going on the buzzer. All right, everybody's scared of the negative. Varad, go ahead. Just in the nick of time. You need to unmute yourself, Varad.
It's Coca-Cola.
Last one to you. Absolutely right. Moving on. Question number 2. Here we go. The name of this retail giant that completes 100 years this year came about after Jack Cohen bought a shipment of tea from Thomas Edward Stockwell. I'll help you out. Target or Tesco? Hari Krishnan, go ahead.
Tesco.
Plus one on that. Absolutely right. Getting a +1 is Hari Krishnan. Moving on. Question number 3. Called the Ice Hat, this company has made a prototype of a mask that lets athletes cool down on the sidelines. The idea came from its conversation with Olympic champion Aston Eaton to find out a better way to rejuvenate when they're not partaking in a sport. Who came up with this? Your options, Adidas or Nike? Oh, no one going on the buzzer. 5 seconds of time is up. The answer I was looking for is Nike. Nike is the one who has come up with a mask like this. It's called Ice Hat. Moving on, question number 4. Here we go. Their ice cream business is under the brand name Heart Brand. Whom am I talking about? Huge FMCG in this world. Heart Brand. Come on, guys. Not difficult at all. Mayank, go ahead.
HUL, Quality World.
Absolutely right. It gives you +1 on that. Moving on. Question number 5. Here we go. All right. It was founded in 1969 by Donald Fisher and Doris Fisher and is headquartered in San Francisco. They own brands. Sorry, Tanu, go ahead.
Is it Fisher Price, the brand?
Oh, taking a negative on that. I would have continued the question saying they own brands like Banana Republic, Old Navy, Piper Lamb, and Athleta. The answer I was looking for is Gap. Gap would have given you that +1. All right, 5 more questions remaining. Question number 6. Here we go. They introduced the Crest, the world's first pen with plastic body and fit a metal cap. And this happened in 1938. Whom am I talking about? Montblanc or Schiffer? Devam, go ahead.
Mont Blanc.
Oh, taking a negative on that is Devam. The right answer is Schiffer. Question number 7, here we go. Some of the rejected names for this device were telepod, Mobi, and tripod. What am I talking about? iPhone or MacBook? Devam, go ahead.
It's iPhone.
+1 to you. Absolutely right on that. Moving on. Question number 8. Here we go. Which Indian brand launched an anti-dandruff shampoo with the ad line, "Lose the flakes, get the girls"? Oh, no one going on that. 5 seconds of time is up. The answer we were looking for is Axe. And this is a huge misconception. I will tell that to you. But the answer we were looking for is Axe. Moving on. Question number 9. Here we go. Dentastix and Breath Buster are trademark products from whom? I'll help you out. Whiskas or Pedigree? Oh, No one going on the buzzer there. Everyone is worried about the negative. All right, time's up. The answer I was looking for is pedigree. One more question remaining, and as of now, the scoring is still the same. Mayank, Bharat, and Harikrishnan are all on one apiece. They are being smart technically by not wanting to take a negative and moving into a nil, which would later on force into a tiebreaker. Let's see what happens. 3 slots in the cluster final. The last question of this wild card. Here we go. E.Go, a brand of laptops, can be associated with which Indian computers major? Oh, no one going on the buzzer. All right, time's up. The answer I was looking for is Wipro. Wipro would have given one of you a +1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mayank, Varad, and Harikrishnan have made it to the cluster final. You don't go anywhere. The cluster final is coming up in just a couple of moments, so stay tuned.
Friends, put your hands together to welcome on stage Quizmaster Big Brain.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Big Brain, here today to witness the West Bengal final of Tata Crucible for Campuses 2021. After grueling rounds on the internet and those fascinating, absolutely fascinating wildcards with Rashmi Furtado, we've got a lineup here today dominated by IIM Calcutta, IIFT, IIT Kharagpur also joining in. But before we move into all the action, it is a fascinating cluster in itself. Let's take a look at who our 6 finalists are. Here they come. Qualifying into our final as our first contender here today from IIT Kharagpur, it's Piyush. Welcome Piyush to the final. Neighbouring Piyush as our second finalist, dominating with their representation, is IIM Calcutta. Representing them as the first among them is Aman. Welcome to you. From the B School lineup, next around is IIFT from Kolkata, representing them, Meera. Welcome to you, Meera. As we cut across to the IIMs again, and from IIM Calcutta, we have now Mayank. Welcome, Mayank, to the final. Neighbouring Mayank, perhaps from a neighbouring hostel room, is Varad. Welcome to you, Varad. And completing our lineup from another IIM Calcutta room, as I can see it, is Harikrishnan. Welcome to you. Well, as long as the IIM Calcutta internet connections hold, we are good to go today. Well, for now, ladies and gentlemen, those then are our 6 finalists. 24 questions, 100 the value of an answer. They get it right, they get a +100. They get it wrong, they get a -100. You're well aware the duration of time per question is 5 seconds. You get it right in those 5 seconds. Else the question lapses. So if we are ready and good to go with our final here today, as the world wants everyone to get swifter, sharper and smarter, we are no different at a Tata Crucible, echoing the requirements of a modern world which is rebuilding itself to its future. As we pick this beautiful final on the first frontier, time for our contestants to get swifter. Here it comes. All hands on the buzzer as we're going to start playing the West Bengal final of Tata Crucible. Questions will start appearing on your screen at a swift pace, and you need to get swifter. As we start with the first one on your screen now. From movies to animations to software, this Tata company is an extremely important one. They're known for their phenomenal interventions with movies. Bharat is going for it. Yes, Bharat. Your
Is it
mic.
Tata LC?
Lovely. Extremely well played, Bharat. He'll get the first 100. Tata LXC is absolutely right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you are. The first 100 going to Bharat. As we move on to the second question, on your screens, all you got to tell me is which FMCG giant brings you this famous brand. Saffola is now into Immuniveda. Piyush is giving it a shot from IIT KGP. Yes.
Marico.
Well played. Absolutely careful and perfect. He's got that right and he gets 100. On the next one, careful, not an easy one. Which corporate from India supports this famous studio? The RK Studios of Mumbai is supported by a corporate giant. The iconic symbol of the RK Studios. Which great giant in India supports them? None going on the buzzer. It's called Godrej RKS. Well, Meera, too late on the buzzer. Sorry, I was just giving the answer. Godrej RKS, the answer that I was looking for. As we go to the next one, careful again. These are good quality questions, so don't be in a hurry. On the next one, on your screen, here it comes. It's a vintage ad from the 1950s. It speaks of a radio which was priced at about 375 rupees. It's a brand name that came back into international recognition over the last couple of years in the context of car manufacturing. What was this radio brand that was extraordinarily popular in India? An internationally popular car manufacturer is a brand name that you would associate, an iconic brand today, is something you would associate with a 1950s radio brand in India. None on the buzzer, time lapsing on the question. The answer that I was looking for, well, you're going to kick yourselves. The answer is Tesla. Tesla radios were extremely popular. Mayank says, oh, I should have gone for it. The body language says it all. Almost like an on-stage reaction. But that's quizzing. The emotion is just the same, even when the medium changes. As we go to the next one, on your screens, now. Accomplished mathematician, biologist, no degree in science, worked with a physiologist father, published papers in genetics with his sister by the time he was 30 or even before that. He was teaching biochemistry at Cambridge. He renounced his British monarchy, British nationality, and moved to India. Hence, an entire avenue in Kolkata is named after him. He became an Indian citizen in 1961. Meera's going for it. Yes, Meera.
You'd want his name, right?
That's correct.
I think it's JBS Haldane.
Lovely. Lovely. The Haldane Lane or the Haldane Avenue is named after JBS Haldane, a long story to a great scientist who dedicated his life later in India. 100 to her. As we go to the final one, on your screen, here it comes. It's an important word for every quizzer, is the why. The why defines your purpose. Which great management guru would you associate with defining your why and not your what? Famous speaker, motivator, writer. Start with why. Why do you want to do something? Phenomenal speaker, huge following on the internet and otherwise. Meera's taking a shot at it. Yes, Meera.
You'd want the author name?
I want an answer, yes.
I think it's Simon Sinek.
Lovely. Lovely, well played. Simon Sinek is absolutely right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, West Bengal is the only place where quizzers will cross-question or cross-examine a quiz master. So we'll permit Meera that luxury. Well, so ladies and gentlemen, to all those of you watching this remarkable final on the internet, wherever you are watching it, all you got to do is to key in the answers into the chat box. I've got a couple of questions for you, and let's see you crack this. And here's the first one. I am a Greek word. I am a Greek word for circle of learning. I am a prized possession of every quizzer. What am I? Here's the next one. 34B, B for Bombay, but B, AB, Belvedere Road, Alipur, Kolkata. What would you find at this address in Kolkata? Well, think Tata. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's see where Crucible Quotient stands as you're watching this anywhere you are in the comfort of your homes. Early start, and we've got 3 different institutes off to a start. Piyush from IIT KGP is on 100. Bharat from IIM Calcutta is on 100. Meera from IFT just ahead on 200. All of this can change and can change very quickly. For the moment, we'll move to the second frontier of our battle here today. Time for them to play sharper. Here it comes. You got a whole burst of 12 questions for you in this segment, so you could score a hell of a lot. 1,200 at stake, arithmetically speaking, and it can make a big difference to the pressure equation of the quiz before we get to the final frontier. For now, the first one on your screen. Here it comes. This is a famous gentleman who you would associate to Bengal chemicals and pharmaceuticals. India's oldest, Piyush.
This is Acharya Praful Chandra Ray.
Absolutely perfect. Oh, he got every part of it absolutely right. From IIT KGP, solid answer takes him to 200. Here's the next one on your screen. These are all investments in an Indian startup in what originally started as a food delivery solution provider. Massive. Look at the funding. Couple of names that differentiate it. Anybody on the buzzer? Big name in India in the food delivery space. It's technically Aman's taking a chance. Go ahead, Aman. Just in the nick of time.
Zomato.
Well answered. Extremely well answered. I think Ant Financial would have given you the big clue there. And if you had read and stopped on the 4th line, Tiger Global still okay because Temasek Singapore. But a good answer will still get him his first 100. Quality answer. As we go to the next one on your screen. Now, this is a law. It's a law that's an observation of the frequency distribution of leading digits in real-life sets of numerical data. It's a law which is also used to detect fraud. How do we know this law? Hari Krishnan.
So I thought this was pricing. So prices ending in 99.
Oh, minus. You thought of the 99 pricing theory. A minus 100 to you, and I was looking for Benford's law, which essentially is something that can predict or rather detect a fraud. For now, moving to the next one as Hari takes a minus 100 on your screen now. These are the examples of what one would call NSM. What is an NSM if M is metric? All these in the world are considered NS companies. Varad. Your mic, Varad.
New subscriber metric.
Is a minus 100 to him. Well, companies that find their original definition of direction and progress aligned are called North Star metric companies, which means they follow their North Star and they get it absolutely right. So the North Star metric is what is on your screen. As we go to the next one, he takes a minus 100, but the game's going to be like that. They will gain a few, lose a few. They're going to take their chances. It's West Bengal. Here's the next one on your screens now. The company plays an extremely important role in rural India. A giant in our country. Who are we talking about? Aman.
Is it REC, Rural Electrification Corporation?
Lovely. Extremely well played. Aman gets that right. The Rural Electrification Corporation of India funding a powerful future for a new India by lighting lives. What a line. Very respectful corporations of this nation. As we go to the next one on your screen, here it comes. A famous man from the world of entertainment was employed by DJ Kamers and advertised for the Cantharden hair oil. Who are we talking about? An illustrious personality from West Bengal. Piyush.
Kishore Kumar.
Will give you a -100. Well, even more, perhaps arguably illustrious than a Kishore Kumar, the answer I was looking for, Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray, employed by DJ Kamers and a person who advertised for Cantharden. As we go to the next one, hands on the buzzer, from the world of fiction, identify this company. Varad on the buzzer in a flash. Go ahead.
Dunder Mifflin Paper Company.
What do you know about them?
That's my favorite show, and they are into everything except paper, I guess.
All right. Everyone loves the American television show The Office. He says it's my favorite show. So he would have never imagined the hours he spent with The Office would fetch him 100 in a Tata Crucible. But he's happy as long as it's 100. And that takes him back to his 100 as we go to the next one. The quiz is actually moving like a marathon. No one's really running away with it. Everyone's on a close huddle. So it can be a very, very nervous final as we progress to the next one. Identify the group from these clues. Varad is quick on the buzzer.
It's the Aditya Birla Group.
Clever 100. Oh, he's got that absolutely right. My mental math tells me 3 of them are on 200 at this moment, and I think it's Aman and Varad along with Meera who got to a 200 rather early. But then it's going to be a really, really tight final if it progresses this way. As we go to the next one on your screen, here it comes. One brand connects Royal Enfield, Super Mario, Pokerman, all of these. Varad again.
Is it Levi's?
All of these have Levi's variants.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant, Varad. Oh, he's really playing well. He's come back after losing a little, and then he is now, I think, in the lead. Extremely well played. And he seems good at making these connections in his mind very quickly. On to the next one on your screens. Now, overall answer is a corporation. Just 2 letters for an answer. A global corporation. Piyush.
The VF Corporation.
Smart. Very smart, very fast. Absolutely correct. The VF Corporation will give him 100. As Piyush, I think, also gets to 200. Oh my God, I think we're going to have a dramatic scoreboard coming up. But I've got a couple of questions before we reach there. Here's the next one. Careful on your screens now. Which great company from the, as they call it, entertainment, I would call it the toys business, from the 1920s, from pencil cases to Star Wars. Hari Krishnan's taking a chance at it. Yes, Hari.
Hasbro.
Lovely. Lovely. He'll get that right. He'll get back to a 0. But that's a good position to be in because he can come back. The lead positions are not very high. So he'll need to get one more quickly as we go to the next one on your screens. Now, it's a huge giant which has gone into, oh, Varad.
Marico.
Well played. Revive is a big clue there. Gets that absolutely right. One of India's biggest producers of honey, along with a couple of other players, is this gigantic group. To those of you who are watching this on the internet, a remarkable final that is unfolding. Well, we always thought West Bengal would be this way, and have always experienced it to be this way. But here's a question for you. Everyone in the modern day of India knows that Chandigarh operates as a common capital for Punjab and Haryana. Question to you, which is the only other city in India that operated as a capital for two states in the early 70s? You're watching the eastern set of Tata Crucible, and that's a good clue. All right, key the answers into that chat box as we take a look at Crucible Quotient. Leading this quiz on a 400, getting that last one right, and that's a psychological 100 more. Else on 300, Bharat could have really been in that huddle. He's just got a little ahead of them, but look at the trail. 3 of them on 200. Piyush from IIT, Aman from IIM, Meera from IFT. Right behind Bharat. Bharat's looking good and solid, so he should tell himself, if I can get 1 or 2 more in the last round, I'm going to nail this quiz and move into the nation's top 24. Piyush, Aman and Meera are only going to tell themselves one answer. Get close to Bharat. The game is on. For now, the final frontier. It's time for Who Thinks Smarter. Here it comes. On the final frontier, nothing appears on your screens. I'm going to read out the question. You decide when you want to press the buzzer. The moment you press it, I stop reading the question. 100, the value of a right answer. Whoever gets it right gets 100. You lose 100. 5 seconds, the duration. But of course, you do have the right to even stop me wherever you think you know the answer. If you are ready, the final 6 questions will determine who goes into the nation's top 24. Question number 1. Hakim Abdul Majid was a Unani doctor. He set up something in Delhi in 1907. Mayank.
Is this Imami?
Well, he went for it. He took a chance. A minus 100 to him on that. It is a long question. The answer would have led you to a sweet red syrupy drink. Well, Ruhafza. Tough one. Too early to buzz actually for a final round, but he really took a half chance. A minus 100 to him as we go to the next one. Hands on the buzzer. I am the Roman god for trade, prophets, merchants and travelers. I have a temple in Rome that is dedicated to me. I'm often depicted carrying a purse, a symbol of my connection to commerce. Who am I if I am an element and a planet? Meera.
Is it Hermes?
A minus to you. A planet, I said, you missed that part. The answer, Mercury. Mercury, the Roman god of merchants, travelers and commerce. 4 to go. Here's the next one. Hear me out very carefully. Ocimum tenuiforum is a plant. Ocimum tenuiflorum is a plant cultivated for medicinal purposes and others. It's also an essential oil. Widely used in South Asia, it's also used sometimes as herbal tea. In Sanskrit, this plant means the incomparable one. And many houses in India would grow one or have one. What is this of great religious significance too in India that I'm talking about? From medicinal purposes to herbal tea, Aman is taking a chance. He needs 100 somewhere.
Tulsi.
Beauty. He's got it absolutely right. Tulsi will give him 100. Piyush is kicking himself. He says, I should have gone for Tulsi. Tulsi giving Aman the 100 that he wanted. He's closing in on Varad as we go to the next one. The brand started its journey in India only in 1958. In 1992, they got into an extension and entered the biscuit business. The brand targeted children with a line, Epang, Opang, Japang, and became a huge success. There's also a mountain named after this great brand. What are we talking about of a brand Varad is taking a huge risk? 2 questions to go. Yes.
Horlicks.
Is that, like The Office, a favorite drink for you?
Used to be, not anymore.
All right. He's probably grown up to better things at IIM Calcutta. For the moment, we will permit him 100 on Horlicks. Perfect. Oh, the Horlicks Mountains to Horlicks, which said Epang, Opang, Japang. Well, that should have been generationally relevant. You guys must have been in school at that time by logical yardsticks, but it doesn't matter. He's again maintained that 200 distance from the others. This time, it's Aman, who's also from IMC. 2 questions to go. Penultimate one. The market was dominated initially by giants such as Mullah and Crawford Bailey till these people came along in 1917. Today, Cyril and Shardul, the founders' grandchildren, run this great enterprise. Today, they sign off with just 2 letters, A-M. Which giant in India are we talking about? A business where Mullah and Crawford Bailey were dominators. Nobody on the buzzer. Well, Aman not giving it a charge. The answer that I was looking for, Amar Chand Mangaldas. Huge giant in their space. Well, Varad will start breathing easy. He knows he's into the final question. He closed it out on Horlicks and did a good job there. But the second place can now get complicated if Piyush gives Aman a charge. Well, final question, hands on the buzzer. The modern version is said to have been proposed by Dr. George in his 1724 essay, Health and Long Life. The first popular book on this was written by an undertaker named William Banting in a letter on corpulence way back in 1863. The word is also used in a different context as a reference to a parliament of a particular country. It is a huge money spinner in the world as an industry segment. What is this 4-letter word? Aman is taking the chance. If he gets it wrong, he's forcing a type.
Diet.
Oh, a diet. Well, I've got a 40-year track record at failing at it. Diet is absolutely right. Aman gets it on the final one. But that's a brave effort. Aman really took the initiative into his own hands, did not allow Piyush to buzz, and said, if I get it wrong, I blame myself for pushing a tiebreaker. That's a very positive attitude to have in a quiz. As we take a look at the final tally, if I should call it that, on Crucible Quotient. The West Bengal final sees IIM Calcutta sweeping it at the end of it all. Well, they meant to do well, but they had equal challenge from IIFT and IIT Kharagpur. On their given day is an extraordinarily capable quizzing college. Well, some of IMCs could have a lot of alumni coming out of IIT KGP to join them as well, so they know that only too well. But in a final that was remarkable, finishing runner-up is Aman from IIM Calcutta. Congratulations to him. And really playing it out very well. In fact, scoring way more than the 500 because he took a couple of negatives as well. Is our champion who moves into the nation's top 24 representing IIM Calcutta is Varad. Congratulations, Varad. As we move straight into our prize distribution here for you, and it's our pleasure and privilege to introduce to you a young leader from the Tata fraternity. And the Tatas are today a host of young leaders who are powering this massive enterprise. And we have one person who is from what is perhaps one of the most difficult industries to be in today, given what's happened over the last 1 year, especially in hospitality. But while I make that statement, he could be extremely competent to comment on how an industry that was really pushed to the wall has come back with phenomenal innovations during the last 1 year. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, the general manager of the Vivanta at Kolkata's EM Bypass, a place where I used to be a regular visitor when the Tata Crucibles were on ground. Truly happy to have with us the general manager, Mr. Saurav Ghoshal. Thank you, Saurav, for joining us. Truly appreciate your time. Welcome to the final.
Giri, very good evening. And to all the brilliant brains participating and all the distinguished thinkers making it possible this year. I'm honored to be part of this event. And I always have been saying this, that is amazing sometimes to be on the other side of the stage and enjoy what goes on the stage. And this is lovely the way you guys play. I think I was very lucky that I was on the other side, because the only question that I could get close at is 34 Belvedere Road. And I couldn't go wrong on that. But Giri, you exude the same energy, physical or digital. It's lovely to see you again. So I have had the privilege of being in venue. I have been following Tata Crucible quiz for many years now. And the best part, what I saw this year, is the whole quiz is that the feeling of it is no less enthralling and electrifying than what we see in a hall happening, physically happening. So all the credit goes, of course, to Giri and all of you, that you keep it as competitive as it always had been, and probably gets it more difficult year on year because you're adding on 1 more year and 1 more year of knowledge in the whole process. So coming back, Giri, to your question, of course, yes, it's been very, very difficult. Whenever there is a downturn in economy, there are two industries which gets completely shattered initially. One is the airlines, people stop traveling, and number two are hotels, because people stays in house indoors. So it was the same this year, and I think it was key for us as a company that we immediately react, and we reacted well. Tata's, IHCL, we joined hand together and came up, which is, I think very, very game changers. It's a huge game changer in the industry is through our cumin, the home experience of food that we launched within 2 months from the day the lockdown were announced. And the whole company came in. Tata Digital came in the picture, IHCL came in the picture. We joined hands, we innovated, we worked together. In 2 months' time, we had cumin launched in Mumbai, and then subsequently in pretty much all metro cities now and beyond. Now we have cumin opened in Amritsar, we have cumin opened in Guwahati and Hyderabad, and most of the places in India that you have got cumin now operating. So that was one very quick thinking that we did in IHCL, and there were many like this that we subsequently did over the period of the difficulties that we went through. So agility was always had been part of IHCL, and that's showed us to be the leader during these tough times now. So things are changing now. We're seeing green shoots coming up, and I think we will be well going forward.
So well put. Thank you so much, Saurav. Really, really appreciate your time and the kind of things you people pulled out. He's actually been frugal with his list. He's just pointed out one of them. They did amazing things, especially on the safety front. And I've experienced that because I did travel a little bit with all the safety possible. And I must be honest, I felt probably safer at a Taj than sometimes at home. And it's an honest remark.
Thank you.
But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, a quick digital celebration as we celebrate Aman for his courage, taking the initiative on his own and finishing runner-up here today. 18,000 to Aman. Congratulations. Well played, Aman. He'll finish runner-up here today. But ladies and gentlemen, calm, cool and confident, our champion from Kolkata, Varad from IMC. Extremely well played. He really played it very well. He paced out his innings well, if I should call it that. Went for it when he knew he could have still waited it out. He went for Horlicks because he was sure he was getting that right. And that's what you got to do. Always try and outplay your competition on what, not wait for them to catch up. Aman did exactly the same thing. 2 questions later, and remarkable final. Truly well played, guys. Well deserved. Bharat goes into the nation's top 24 as we thank a young leader from the Tata fraternity, Saurav Ghoshal, for joining us here today. Truly appreciate your time and your words of encouragement. Wish you a wonderful time ahead and look forward to being back with you guys soon. Thank you, Saurav.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that remarkable final that we witnessed going down the wire to the final couple of questions, Bharat from IIM Calcutta, clinical in the way he closed it out. Aman showing a lot of courage and initiative as IIM Calcutta sweeps the West Bengal final. Bharat moves into the nation's top 24, but we will come back to you with the next 2 clusters, both of them from the northeast of India. Till then, from me, Pig Brain, from my colleague Rashmi Furtado, to all of you watching this amazing series, we'll be back with you with the next cluster. Till then, take care, goodbye, and thanks for tuning in.